Ngithi yozani zabona ukuthi la ekhaya sishaya kanjani Angithi ngiphethe upipizethi lana.
Hello, and hello to you all. Welcome to Bathamaga Property TV with myself, your host, Bathamaga. I am, of course, the founder of www.bathamaga.property.co.za, your favorite property marketplace right here in Gauteng, Maboneng. Are you a tenant in South Africa? Have you paid a deposit to the landlord? Do you know what happens or what the law requires your landlord to do with that deposit? Well, in today's video, we are going to explore your rights regarding your deposit and what to do if your landlord fails to comply with the law. Welcome on board. If you are still new, thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Section 5 of the Rental Housing Act states that landlords must invest your deposit in an interest-bearing account and return it with interest at the end of the lease period. In other words, let's say for instance you paid 1,000 Rand as your deposit at the start of your lease agreement, and you are going to be staying in that place, let's say for 6 months. And at the end of 6 months, you are going to be moving out. Now, with your 1,000 Rand, if for argument's sake, let's say that particular financial institution that your landlord had invested your deposit with would be paying them 100 Rand for 6 months, or per 6 months for that 1,000 Rand. That would mean that in 6 months' time, you are supposed to get 1,000 Rand as your deposit back, plus 100 Rand as your interest, which is accumulated on the deposit amount. Of course, that is subject to the fact that you are moving out, not having breached your lease agreement and not having damaged anything at all on the property. So in other words, what this basically means is that your deposit, which is paid to the landlord at the start of a lease period or a lease agreement, is actually an investment in your rental property. And of course, you are probably wondering, but what can I do if the landlord does not comply? Well, firstly, you can request a written statement. This, of course, will help you understand or help you with knowledge of where your money has been invested, or if it has indeed been invested with a financial institution. Number 2, you can apply with the Rental Housing Tribunal. Of course, I'll tell you a bit about the Rental Housing Tribunal shortly. And number 3, you can claim for damages or compensation. Because now remember, in your rental property, your deposit is actually an investment. It is not money which is meant for a landlord to have as extra money, as many of us have seen with many landlords, that sometimes, or in many cases, whereby the landlord chows the money. In other words, they spend it instead of doing what is required by the law for them to do. As a tenant, as a landlord, not only should you familiarize yourself with the Rental Housing Act, but also familiarize yourself with the Rental Housing Tribunal. Now, as a tenant, in this matter, in this particular subject that we are talking about today, which is regarding your deposit and having it deposited or invested in an interest-bearing account, what the Rental Housing Tribunal can do for you as a tenant. Firstly, they can order the landlord to pay the interest. In other words, if you are supposed to accumulate or supposed to have accumulated a certain amount of money over that period of time where you are staying in their property and they have not invested that money rightfully, then the rental housing tribunal can actually order them to pay you, the tenant, that interest. And of course, what they can also do for you is they can order the landlord to invest that deposit. In other words, they can tell them, they have the power to tell the landlord to invest that money. The rental housing tribunal can also award damages or compensation to you as a tenant. And of course, they also do have it in their power to take other necessary steps and resolve the dispute. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a landlord or if you are a tenant, the rental housing tribunal is there to protect both your rights. So it's very crucial to understand how it works. Familiarize yourself with the system. Remember this, your deposit is your money. So don't hesitate to assert your rights if your landlord fails to comply with the law. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I go by the name of Bathamaga. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything at all that you did not understand in today's short video, feel free to drop us a comment in the comment section below. Let's discuss more about it. If you've ever been in a dispute with your landlord regarding this particular matter or anything similar, you are more than welcome to give us a shout in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And of course, if there's anything else, anything at all that you would love to know, whether it's about the Rental Housing Act or the Rental Housing Tribunal, anything which is regarding property law, renting, sales, and so forth, feel free to drop us a comment. Feel free to drop us an inbox on our messenger, on our various social media pages, and so forth. And of course, if you are a tenant looking for a place to rent, you are more than welcome to visit our website, which is www.bathamaga.co.za. And of course, for you landlords out there, if you are looking at listing your property and renting it out, whether it's a back room, it's a cottage, apartment, or a house, anything at all, we do have space for you at the lowest prices. And of course, that number to catch us on via calls and WhatsApp is 081 455 8235. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate the love. Until the next one, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Until next time, peace.